I think capitalism right now is just socialism for the rich. You know, it's just been pushed in a really bad direction. I don't think capitalism at its base is a bad idea. You know, it's nice for a government to say, hey, I'd like to offer my people more. So I don't think that's bad. And I don't think Wall Street is necessarily bad. Wall Street was created, the free market system was created, you know, really to fund wars, to be able to help people. You know, our world wars, we went to Germany, I mean, we had to fund this. I think that the way it's being, you know, the way that people are, the way that America, especially, with free money, you know, it's not just necessarily Wall Street. You also got to blame Joe Schmo for deciding with no money to put a pool in the backyard and buy a new Escalade and a flat screen TV because he refinanced his house and then didn't think about how he's going to pay the loan back. So it's not necessarily capitalism, it's not necessarily Wall Street, it's really the mindset of Americans. And we've been rewarded for this thinking, if you think about it. You know, what is our biggest export? Consumption. You know, so it's sort of been, you know, it was required and asked of us to do this.
They took my life, and when I got out, who's waiting for me? Nobody!
Oliver Stone and Michael Douglas, do that inspire you?
Definitely.
What did you learn from them by doing this movie?
Well, Oliver Stone has a very unique grooming process for his lead actors, and he really changed my life, not just as an actor, but as a human being. I think I was very ignorant walking in, and I think I'm still ignorant, but I think I inform myself more so now than I ever did. You know, just little things like, you know, he said it was a requirement that I would read the New York Times front to back every day. A requirement that I would read money and investing sections of FT, you know, or the Wall Street Journal every day. I think I read more. I think he made that a requirement, and it's changed my life, and I thank him for it. And, you know, and just in terms of Douglas, who is the epitome of strength, you know, and grace and prowess, and, you know, the man is like, he's a man's man. He's the face that they'll paint on walls someday, but he's also very humble. You know, we would come out of rehearsals and everybody would jump in their car and we would drive off and Douglas would put his hat low, put his backpack on and walk down the street. You know, he's still a human being. He's still very normal, even though he's, you know, from birth to now, he's been in the midst of it. You know, and he's found a way to really find an equilibrium. You know, he's a very balanced individual. He's got a great support system, and he's strong, like a wolf. I think you're living through the fall of Rome, the twilight of American dominance. And that's a scary proposition for my generation of Americans, or just people in general. Because what has happened in America is now, look at Greece. I mean, it's systemic and global, you know. And I think my generation, as opposed to most generations, has less to look forward to than the generation before it, you know. And we're original in that. Not many generations can say that. But I also think that in general, the general consensus of my generation is just less is more. If you just look at pop music, what was popular in rock music in the 80s? Bon Jovi, hair bands, fireworks, big, loud, opulent. And now, you know, and then in the 90s you had Nirvana, which was less. And now you look at even rappers don't necessarily wear the big chains anymore and the gold teeth, and it's just, I think the general consensus and feeling of my generation is that less is more in general, not just in Wall Street.